Okay, so let's think about those moments, when you're sort of standing there looking ahead and well, it's just blank, unknown. It happens all the time. It's just part of life, isn't it?
It really is that space between what we know and what's next. And you sent over some really fascinating material on this, Rick Senner's work, especially that piece on curiosity versus fear and blame.
Yeah, and that Wendell Berry poem, too, both hitting this idea from different angles.
Exactly. And what we really want to dig into for you today is how making that shift, consciously choosing curiosity when you meet the unknown instead of defaulting to fear or blame, how that can fundamentally change your experience.
Not just change the moment, but actually help you grow through it. It's like building a different relationship with uncertainty itself.
Yes, exactly. Empowering you on your own journey.
Okay, so let's jump right in. This idea of the unknown, Rick Senner puts it very well, plainly, doesn't he? He says it's always ahead of us. It's the next step.
And the one after that, it's
Yeah.
constant. And the core choice he presents is how do you meet it? Fear or curiosity?
That really is the crux of it, because fear tends to, well, it shuts things down, doesn't it? Makes you
Yeah.
brace for impact.
It narrows your focus, but curiosity, Sender says it opens things up. He calls the unknown this space of possibility, even an inner wilderness to explore, which I think is a fantastic image.
It is. And it's not just about, like, external stuff, right? It's an invitation to look inside, too.
Absolutely. He talks about how curiosity lets us approach things without that immediate judgment, that fear response.
Yeah, instead of tensing up, it's like leaning in a bit, asking, okay, what's actually happening here? That feels like a huge shift.
It is a huge shift, and he links it directly to anxiety, saying that curiosity can actually transform that unease, that worry into, well, into exploration.
Right, turning anxiety into discovery.
Kind of, you're swapping that threat response, oh no, what if, for an
Yeah.
investigative one, what is this? Anxiety often comes from feeling out of control, right? But curiosity puts you back in the driver's seat, in a way. You're actively seeking to understand. And Center stresses that cultivating mindful curiosity builds resilience.
So it's not just being curious, but being mindfully aware while you're curious.
Yes, approaching uncertainty with open inquiry, not dread. It leads to a more compassionate understanding of what's going on instead of, just panicking.
Okay, and then there's the connection to loosening the grip of, well, all those difficult emotions. Fear, anxiety, even old hurts. Center suggests curiosity helps with that too.
Yeah, it's like the curiosity creates a bit of space around the feeling. Instead of being consumed by it, you can look at it.
Our usual reaction is to pull away from discomfort, isn't it?
Totally, avoidance. But Center suggests pausing and feeling into it with compassionate curiosity. That compassionate part is key
Why compassionate?
because it helps get the ego out of the way. That need to be right or to defend against something that feels like a past threat, even if it isn't. Just asking with genuine interest, what is this feeling, can start to disarm those old patterns.
And it sounds like this isn't just about feeling better right now, it's more fundamental.
Oh, definitely. Center links it to real emotional growth, acknowledging those suppressed feelings, that unfinished business, as he calls it, is vital.
Yeah, and the payoff.
Well, less defensiveness, for one, better emotional intelligence, which, ultimately means deeper connections with others. It all ties together.
Right, right. Now, Center also talks about change, and he's pretty clear. It takes work.
Yeah, effort, presence, and curiosity. He really emphasizes that it's an active process, not passive.
We can't just wish it to happen or blame things if it doesn't.
Exactly. Growth means challenging those old beliefs, the ones rooted in fear, blame, feeling disconnected. It means being willing to try new things, step outside the comfort zone.
A conscious commitment, he calls it.
It requires that willingness.
And this seems to be where mindfulness and somatic awareness really come in handy.
Yeah.
Being present, tuning into the body. That helps us stop running from the discomfort.
Precisely. Mindfulness, especially with that somatic piece noticing body sensations, it anchors you in the now. You can observe the anxiety, the fear, without getting swept away.
So instead of being stuck in past pain or future worries,
You can take that step forward into what Center calls the new wilderness. It's acknowledging that growth often lies just beyond our usual habits. We have to actively step towards it.
so if we practice this presence, this acceptance, Center suggests it actually makes our nervous system stronger, more able to handle emotions.
That's the idea. Meeting emotions with mindful acceptance tells our nervous system, hey, it's okay to feel this. It builds resilience, expands our capacity to tolerate different states without getting overwhelmed.
Which means we're less reactive.
Less reactive, exactly. And we feel safer, calmer internally. He talks about lowering the armor, letting go of that constant tension. That's where real peace can start to emerge.
And it's not just about the tough stuff, is it? He says, meet pleasurable emotions this way, too.
Yes. That's so important, not just bracing against pain, but also fully experiencing joy without desperately clinging to it or fearing its end. It's about holding the whole spectrum of life with that mindful compassion.
Expanding our capacity to just be with whatever is.
Less reactivity, more acceptance. And he says, in this space, wisdom grows, understanding the flow of experience.
Okay, let's bring in Wendell Berry now, his poem about the wilderness. It captures that feeling of leaving the familiar, stepping out alone.
It does. And he nails that duality, doesn't he? There's the curiosity, the excitement, but also that little nagging of dread.
Yeah, the ancient fear of the unknown.
But Barry frames that fear not just as bad, but as your first bond with this new place. It's like an acknowledgement of the unknownness itself.
That's interesting. And he says the exploration is really about yourself in that place.
Yeah.
The external unknown reflects an internal one.
I think that's a great way to put it. He talks about this essential loneliness because, well, nobody can discover the world for anybody else. It really echoes Center's inner wilderness, doesn't it?
It does. It's that personal journey first.
But then Barry offers this beautiful turn. Only after that individual discovery does it become common ground and a common bond. We find connection through our individual explorations.
So the solitary journey can lead to community. That's hopeful. And Rick Center seems to tie this all together with his emphasis on active self-compassion.
He does. That quote is powerful. Active self-compassion opens us to learning, change, and the possibility of transforming mind states. It's that kindness to ourselves that gives us the courage.
To explore that inner territory, to become, as he says, explorers of possibility, creators of our calm and happiness.
And I love his direct call. Be the explorer, not the complainer.
Yeah, that really puts the ownership back on us, doesn't it? Choose exploration.
And the result. Center talks about a transformed heart and mind, equanimity, that balance, learning to move with life's rhythms, not fight against them.
So as we wrap this up, it feels like the core message from both Center and Barry is about the power of that choice.
Yeah.
Curiosity over fear. It's not just a nice idea, it's a practical shift.
Absolutely. A shift that builds resilience, reduces anxiety, and really opens the door to growth as we explore both the world around us and the wilderness within.
So here's something maybe to take with you. Think about one area, just one, in your life right now where things feel uncertain, maybe a bit scary. What if you intentionally brought curiosity to it? Just ask, what's really here? How might that simple shift change how you see it, how you approach your own inner wilderness? What possibilities might open up?